Well, first of all, we have the lowest amount of adults in employment in the whole of Africa. And what's also disturbing to me is that only countries that are at war or seriously internal strife, like Gaza, have lower numbers than we do. And it is very worrisome that South Africans seemingly don't want to work. The question then becomes, are we lazy or is something else taking its place? And you have to question this because at the moment there's about 1 million more people on welfare than there are at work. And that is a very big worry as well. Is welfare replacing work? And we need to think about these things very clearly and very hard. Because at the end of the day, we cannot have so few people working, keeping everybody else on the go. And we need to think about this. The other thing that might be happening is that it's becoming very difficult to find jobs. And people are very, very desperate. And they're prepared to work for free. Because remember, not all these jobs or not all these people in employment are getting paid. Aurora is a very good example of people working for months without being paid. It's an absolute disgrace. Our new labor laws have been crashed. The Department of Labor did nothing. The FSB did nothing. We've got a serious problem here. And what we can say, though, is that I think if we give South Africans a chance and relax some of these laws, things will go a little bit better. And the other thing that we need to look at is perhaps going from unconditional welfare to conditional welfare. We only give you welfare if you give us something in return. To start off about the macroeconomic policy, it's very simple. Some macroeconomic policies will help over the longer run. We need higher GDP growth. But what seems to work the best is higher fixed investment, especially in economic sectors. But what we do know is that low interest rates and also a weaker rand don't have a long-lasting effect or a high correlation with job creation. So we can chuck away some of these assumptions. On the micro field, what we've got to do is free up South Africa, free up our airways, free up the amount of people that can be on radio, free up the amount of aeroplanes that can land here. Do many of those things. They're actually cheaper to do than we think, and they will have a beneficial effect on the total South African economy, rather than thinking of, oh, I need another rule, I need another health insurance for this person, which just makes that job more expensive. And oh, I want to put a third-party insurance now on motor cars. That just makes it more expensive. And that's what's worrisome. We must do things that make things cheaper, that enable more people to participate in this economy. That's what we want. What we've got to do is grow areas that will reach more people. Mining, we've got to sort out the mining rules very quickly, and that can grow. This is a big commodity boom that will last years. That'll go together with fixed investment. That's really, really there for us for our taking. Tourism, to me, is a very big area. It doesn't cost us, it's one of our cheapest sectors. Yes, the people don't earn that much more money, but it's a good starting sector, doesn't need that high skill. It's really important for South Africans. I think that's another sector that I would encourage. Transport, I've got this funny feeling on, it's not 100% scientific, but we've been doing well on the transport side, although the pay increases have been just above inflation over the last 4 years. The fact is the transport sector is moving into the rest of Africa, and that's our new hinterland, and that's another important sector. Whether it's goods transport or people transport is neither here nor there. The transport sector can be a very, very advantageous sector. There are also other things that I'd like to suggest to the Minister of Trade and Industry. Forget your industrial policy. You've always just had industrial policies. We've had 30 years of industrial policies that don't work. Listen, these guys are so bent, they don't even realize Karl Marx is dead. You know, 70% of the world today works in services. Get a service policy. Our advertising is doing well. It's done well without government subsidies. Let's get that into the rest of the world. Let's do and get those prizes and make sure that we have the room to attract other people in advertising back into this country. Our banking has done well. Yes, but banking is only for rich people and so on. But banking employs so many other things around it as well that it becomes possible to look at those sort of services. Tourism is a service. Please, let's also look at services. Industrial policy in itself. In South Africa, we've had 30 or 40 years of trying. It hasn't worked.